Hello everyone, in this video I am going to explain you the classical encryption techniques. In the previous video we have learned about the concept of encryption. So encryption is nothing but we are converting our plain text message into ciphertext format with the help of encryption, that is cipher and the key. In case of a decryption, we are converting our ciphertext message into back to its plain text format. There are two classical encryption techniques are available. The first one is symmetric key cryptography and second one is asymmetric key cryptography. So in case of a symmetric key cryptography, we are using same key for encryption as well as decryption. In case of asymmetric key cryptography, we are using different keys for encryption as well as decryption. So one key will be used for encryption and another key will be used for decryption. Now you can check in the diagram, we have two users. First one is sender and the second one is receiver. So you are using here same key for encryption as well as decryption. So this is called as a shared symmetric key, which is shared between sender as well as receiver. So whenever sender will take the plain text data, we can take this key and we will using this key for encryption purpose and we are converting this data into ciphertext format. So whenever we have to perform the decryption process, that time we are taking this ciphertext data, we can apply the key on the data and algorithm and we are converting our message into back to its original format in the plain text format. So here in case of encryption as well as decryption, we are using same key, that is called as a symmetric key. That's why it is called as a symmetric key cryptography. Now, in case of asymmetric key cryptography, we have our plain text message and we can take this as a ciphertext data by using key 1. So, we are using key 1, that is public key for encryption. So, whenever we have to perform the encryption process in our asymmetric key cryptography, that time we are using public key for encryption purpose. That is called as a K1. And now in the case of decryption process, what we are doing, we are using private key for decryption. That is our K2. So here you are using K2, that is key 2, and we can convert our ciphertext data into plain text format. So public key will be used for encryption and private key will be used for decryption. So in case of asymmetric cryptography, we have two different keys for encryption and decryption. So what is the difference between the symmetric encryption and asymmetric encryption? The first one is in case of a symmetric key cryptography, in symmetric encryption, we are using only one key for encryption as well as decryption. But in case of a asymmetric key encryption, we are using two different keys for encryption as well as decryption. For encryption, we are using public key and for decryption, we are using private key. The second one is symmetric encryption is a lot of quicker than asymmetric method, that is fast as compared to asymmetric algorithm. And asymmetric key encryption is slower as compared to symmetric encryption because we require two different keys for encryption as well as decryption. There are some algorithms are available in case of asymmetric as well as symmetric encryption algorithm. In case of a symmetric encryption, we have RC4, AES, DES, 3DES, then POD. These are the algorithms are available. In case of a asymmetric encryption, we have RSA, Diffie-Hellman, ECC, L-Camel, and DSA algorithm. That is the difference between symmetric encryption and asymmetric encryption. So here, what you have to remember, there are two classical encryption techniques are available. The first one is symmetric and the second one is asymmetric. In case of asymmetric, we are using the same key for encryption as well as decryption. And in case of asymmetric, we are using different keys for encryption as well as decryption. So whenever we have to use the encryption process, we are using public key. And whenever we have to use the decryption process, that time we have to use the private key. So in this video, we have covered the concept of classical encryption technique.